Good evening, guys. It is 7:30, 7:30 Eastern Time. No, yes, it is 7:30 Eastern Time here in Little North Carolina. And I had started cooking some. First off, welcome to Gigi's Threefold Harvest. Please subscribe to my channel and go on and find other cooking videos, lifestyle videos, home tours, automobile tours, automobile tours and RV tours, historic home tours, information concerning your credit, and stay tuned also for information about purchasing a home, purchasing property, purchasing automobiles. And if you're one of those who have, who just feel like maybe you can't purchase, or maybe your credit is not where it should be, go on my channel at Gigi's Threefold Harvest. If you don't want to stay on this video, just go through the channel and you find some really good information. Okay? And as I always say, if you have a channel yourself and you'd like me to follow you, just drop it down in the comments after this live go off, because whatever comments are on the live, during the live, YouTube usually erases it. You know, I don't know if it's because I'm new or what, but fairly new channel. And then they'll put this video on private for a little while. So I would say if you're unable to find this video later, to go on, just give it till 10 o'clock tonight. There's certain times that I'm able to put the video back on public. Am I sure about what? Troy, how are you? So I'm actually fixing, I've already, I don't know if you guys heard about pork bones. Some people may call them neck bones, naked bones, but it's, if you eat pork. If you don't eat pork, share the video with someone that may eat pork. They've actually been cooking all day, and they're already done. For the sake of time, they are already done. And I'm about to put some noodles, what they call egg noodles, in them. I actually cooked these noodles. Already cooked half a bag. Started to put pork bones and rice are really good too. But I haven't had the egg noodles and rice for a while, so I've already cooked half a bag. And I'm going to turn you around so you can see. You see these? I don't want to get them like extremely done, because I'm going to pour them into the pork bones that have already gotten done. Thank you for coming on, Troy. You see these? They're pork bones. You see all that meat? Usually, some people may call them neck bones, but you see how meaty they are? So what I'm going to do, those noodles that I just showed you, I'm going to pour this in so that it can absorb the seasoning that are in the Thank You, Troy. And they are good. I've already tasted it. It's really good. But if you're a person that don't eat pork, I would say don't, don't bother with it, but share the video for people that may like pork. Back before food got so high, you could actually purchase pork bones for $2. The little pack that I cooked earlier. So I'm about to strain the noodles. Here are my noodles. I cook them separately because I don't want them to overcook. So I'm about to strain those. Okay, there you go. Strain the noodles. See, it's fogging up the camera because they're hot. What's going on? There's so much going on this TV. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take these, the ones that you saw me strain. I'm going to take them and pour them in the pot of pork bones. Like I said, some people call them neck bones. They're very meaty. These are. So just pour them in here. Stir them up a little bit. And they would actually absorb the seasoning in the juices. The juices are already seasoned. So and yeah, it's going to be they're usually very good. It's kind of late to be cooking this sort of meal, but I actually let them cook earlier today because the slower they cook, then the more tender they are. Okay, and I'll lock this top back on. Lock the top back on, as you see. It's pretty cold. Is it cold where you are? No, it has been colder. It has been as cold as 15 degrees here in North Carolina. Your mouth is watering. Oh, you're in Florida. How's the weather there? In Florida. Is it warm? What part of Florida are you in? Actually, Bloom 2, I believe I see. I'm actually cooking pork bones and egg noodles. I don't know if you missed when I showed it, but you can back the video up and once the live goes off and you can see that I had already pre-cooked, slow-cooked the pork, and I actually cooked the noodles separately I prefer rice, you know, the long grain rice with the pork bones, but I haven't had the egg noodles in a while with them. And either way, both dishes are very good. I don't normally cook this late, but I'm just getting around to finish. So most people do put their let the wash the rice, or either and then put the rice in the pot once the bones have gotten tender. But I find that to keep the rice from getting soggy, and in this case to keep the noodles, to keep the egg noodles from getting soggy, this is what I've actually cooked. If you missed it, if any of you on here missed it, Balloon 3, I believe I'm seeing. Yeah, so I just cooked half of these. I cooked them separate because they have a tendency. They have a tendency to get soggy, and you definitely rice definitely has a tendency to get soggy. You know, if you put it in the meat too soon. So I hadn't done a cooking video recently, you know, in a while. So I just decided to go ahead and video this. Have something to put up here. Being the channel is already small, you know, if you do YouTube yourself, you know that you have to constantly post. You know, it gets a little draining trying to keep something on there. I do it mostly for fun, just because I love to do it and love to share information that may help many of you, you know, advice, again, about purchasing homes, about repairing your credit, and not with people that charge you to do it. That's something you can do yourself, you know, in a matter of anywhere between 3 and 6 months, depending on how, you know, what condition the credit report is in. So that, you know, how every year you've got people that will say, where this year is the year they're going to buy a house, this year is the year they're going to buy a car, this year is the year they're going to lose weight, whatever. You don't have to continue waiting. Whatever it is that's keeping you from buying that house, buying that car, buying that RV, or losing that weight, just go ahead and start. You know, if you go on my channel, you'll see a video of me walking. There's a lot of wind in the video where I was walking at the walking trail. But the other day, I actually walked in the neighborhood. You know, usually the problem is starting. Anything that you want to do, it just seems like it's a problem starting. But once you get started, especially with exercise, you can just move it right along and stop delaying and procrastinating, or, you know, like me, because I procrastinate sometimes. But accomplish those goals, you know, regardless of what it is that you want to do. You know, you can do it. Just go ahead and do what you need to do to prepare yourself. Yeah, even if you have a channel, if you're thinking about building a Facebook channel, a YouTube channel, a TikTok, whatever. I mean, it's not as easy as it used to be. Initially, I started off just looking at people, you know, looking at other people, and not really concerned about building a channel myself. And it was fairly easy, I would say at least 5 years ago. It was fairly, you know, your channel would grow kind of fast. But now, you know, it's slow. I guess Facebook, YouTube, and all of the other platforms figure they got enough people to pay, you know. So they're not like try to push your videos out no matter how good a quality they are, you know. they want you to pay. You know, they're like, well, if you pay this, we're going to push this video. And really, actually, they have what you call bots that they're not real people. Yes, if you pay them, I think I did pay Facebook one time, $10 or $12, and they pushed the video out. They got a lot of, I got a lot of views, somewhere around 8,000 or 9,000 views, but they weren't real. You know, like you guys are commenting, you know, a bot is not going to comment, which is one of the reasons why YouTube, when I go off of this live, they're going to put my video, they're going to place my video back on private. And then they're going to check it and make sure that it's real. You know, that the people, the viewers that did pop up, they're going to make sure that they're not bots. So that's why it helped for you to say something. Yeah, so it is cold in Florida, Troy. Central Florida. I would have thought it would be warm there. I would have thought it would be warm. Ooh, it's kind of hot in here. I don't have that much heat on, but it's kind of warm. So I'm gonna let that dish, that meat and those noodles. Hello, Carolina. How are you? Thanks for joining. You guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, please. I would really appreciate it. These comments are great. You like coming in, even if it's just a hello or just mentioning the weather or telling me to subscribe to your channel or whatever, because I definitely will. But just keep a mental note of the name of the channel, so when once you leave the channel, that you can remember that it's Gigi's Threefold Harvest, so that you can find it. And if you need to send me a comment telling me to subscribe to your channel, I definitely will. And I appreciate your support even for this moment here. Yeah, it's coming to Cincinnati. I wish. No, I don't want to be cold. It's like in the 20s here, supposed to be in the low 20s tonight. And it was real, very, very chill today, even though it was still in the 40s, you know, in the lower 40s. It was pretty cold. I actually went out to the dump to take some leaves. And, you know, once you get there, you got to unload the limbs, the trimmings, the prunings from a tree. You have to do it yourself. So I didn't realize how cold it was until I was out there. And this is North Carolina, you know, east of, about an hour east of Raleigh, North Carolina. And it's pretty cold. They're talking about snow for Sunday, at least an inch of snow. We haven't had any snow in a while. But they're actually predicting snow. That could change any moment. You guys like snow? But I may sound a little bit repetitive to some of you that have been on here a while, but I like for everybody to hear, to make sure that they subscribe and, you know, just go through my channel, and there are recipes on there that you might like, and all the information about your credit and purchasing a home and home tours and all of that. So I'm gonna look in this pot again. Let you look in this pot again. So I'm gonna unlock the pot. See what the noodles are doing. And it is almost 8 o'clock. See how those noodles swell up? See how those noodles swell up? which is why I let them cook separately, because they will suck up every bit of juice. You see that? And they're good. They're so good. The meat actually is going to come apart. You see that meat? You know, you pick up some meat, pick up some noodles with it. You know, and you talking about something good. They're seasoned very well. Yeah, so you always get snow in Ohio. But we haven't had any in a while. I love snow. I just hate it for people that still have to get out there and go to work in it. I'm fortunate enough where I don't, you know, I'm finally retired. But I feel kind of bad for people still out there trying to travel in bad weather. So yeah. Once I cover this, it's going to come to a boil. This meat is very tender and it's very good. It takes, pork bones taste similar to spare ribs. If you've ever heard of spare ribs, pork bones are just a lot cheaper meat. So yeah, it won't be long. They'll be done. It's a little bit late for me to be eating heavy food, but yeah, go through the channel and look at some things that may really be helpful to you. Yeah, it is good. At JB, I believe I'm saying her name correctly. Oh, I get lower than that tonight. Lower than the 30s. Actually, it was 15 here. That was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, yes, I'm retired. Yes, I retired in 2016 from North Carolina State University. And then when I retired, I still, you know, worked. And if you ever heard of Johns Hopkins Hospital, I actually worked for 5 years there after I retired because I was so bored. So, and then I went to another company when I came back, when I left Maryland and came back to North Carolina. I worked for a transformer company for about 5 years. So I really only been retired for real for maybe a year and a half. And it took some getting used to, which is when I started videoing, trying to video something on here, you know, just to keep myself busy. Feels a little bit funny. Oh, you retired in 2022? That's great. Yes. Yeah, I'm getting accustomed to it, but it felt really strange. I almost went back job hunting, but I started fooling around with social media a little bit, and I said, well, maybe if it's just something to keep me busy, and not be bored stiff. But I was a hair from going back to work. But it does feel good to wake up in the morning and not have to go punch anybody's clock. Definitely feels good. And it's definitely a blessing to be able to retire and you still be in pretty good health, still clothed in your right mind, still able to take care of yourself, you know? That's still like a blessing. You know, a lot of people can't do for themselves, even much younger than I am. But yeah, it's good. It's a good feeling to be retired and not have to do anything, you know, if you don't want to. You know, we can always use a little bit, all of us can always use a little bit more money, but hey, and then the taxes turn around and take that. You know, they tax you on everything. And no matter how old you get, you're just going to be taxed until you die. And then they're going to be trying to tax whoever it is that you left anything to. If you have anything to leave, they'll be trying to tax them, you know, when you're dead. I mean, it's just like tax. At what point will they just relieve you of taxes? You know, they don't give you anything. Anything that you get, anything I ever got, I had to work for it. And then if you don't pay the taxes on it, guess what? They'll take it from you. They'll take whatever it is your work and sweat bought. They'll take it from you. It's just terrible. Y'all know of any tax-free states that I could move to? I think Delaware is one of them. Certain things tax-free. I think the state may not tax in certain places. Some parts of Florida, I believe, don't tax. But yeah. But yes, I just decided to come on for a little bit. It looks like the video is 27 minutes long. I'll try to stay on here another 2.5 hours and make it at least 30 minutes long. Because I noticed I don't get any new subscribers unless I go live. And being that I'm fairly new as for really working diligently with this channel, you know, they're not going to expose my videos to but so many people anyway until they see how I'm faring out. Because like I said, you know, they already have multitudes of people making income on social media. So at this point, I don't think they care whether they get any new content creators or not. Because they're trying to get you to pay to be a content, for them to push your content out there, and I'm not doing that. You know, either I'm going to make it or not. I enjoy posting regardless. Because, you know, like I said, things that you decide, if you decide you want to build a channel, as long as it's something that you enjoy doing, like I enjoy doing it, but it gets tiring, it gets tiresome trying to post information for people to look at, trying to make sure you're posting something interesting while staying decent. You know, I see all kinds of stuff on here. I don't even really know how the law allows some of the things that I see on social media. But if I have to disrespect myself to grow on social media, I won't ever grow, because I'm going to keep it clean. I see a message popped up on my phone, says Spotify is increasing their premiums. Now, you know, that's a music channel. And Paramount, where you can go on and look at movies and stuff, they're all increasing everything. The cost of living has gone crazy. And I found out, you know, when I ended up back in the job market after I retired from the university, that they still pay people $7.50 an hour. How in the world do those people make it? I don't know. You know, how can someone survive off of $7.50 an hour? And I know you got people that say, I've said it myself, anything is better than nothing. But my point is, how do they afford to pay rent? When your rent is anywhere from $1,000, probably higher than that, depending on where you live, anywhere from $1,000 and up. How do people make it? You know, how do they make ends meet? I know you have some people may get housing assistance, but everybody don't get housing assistance. Everybody probably won't even qualify for housing. Anybody that makes under, I would say with the cost of living now, under $20 an hour, they need some help. And especially if they have children. You know, I don't know how they expect a person to make it off of $7.50 an hour. Hello at Envy. Yeah. So it's just bad. Things are not going to get any better. They're getting worse. But we, instead of worrying about it, we actually just need to do the best we can. If we got skills, We need to employ our skills, find out a few things, just self-evaluate and figure out the things that you're good at. Everybody's good at something, you know. Everybody is good at something. And your skills, the skills are usually consist of things that you love to do, something you're really good at. Say if you're good at braiding hair, you're good at maybe just sitting down at a keyboard and making music. You're good at singing. You're good at, and then you would think like everybody's not going to be a professional singer, but definitely, you know, the hairstyling industry is good. You know, I've been a hairstylist for years, but I quit doing it. Push come to shove, I'll do it again. But I've been a professional hairdresser for years, you know, and I did it on the side when I was working, you know. And then for 13 years, that's all I did. Nursing skills, if you got nursing skills, you got colleges that'll give you a certification within 90 days, I believe. You can always find something to do in nursing. Customer service, you know, there's a lot of customer service. I've been a customer service agent. And a lot of those jobs now, you can do them from home. So anyway, I keep looking over on the side there and see what's that. I think it's something hanging from my plant. Let me see what that is. Let me see. I think it's the plant. Oh yeah. It's a leaf or something falling towards the door. You see how pretty these plants are? You know that peace lily is a strong plant. That's a Christmas plant right there. And you know, a lot of my plants, if you ever heard of the hen and biddy, they've actually died. That one thinned out a lot, but that's a nice rubbery type plant. But yeah, I'm about to close out. I appreciate you guys for coming on. I'll let you take a look in my pot one more time before I close out. And again, this is what you call pork bones and noodles. And I'm about to turn them off because I don't want the noodles to overcook. And pork bones and rice. Again, some people do call these bones neck bones. You know, but they're very, very, very meaty. See that meat? So I'm about to turn them off so they won't absorb all of the juices, but just enough for the seasoning. But there it is. And thank you guys again for coming on. Again, please subscribe to my channel, share the channel. The channel is small, but you'll be getting some very informative, very good information from the channel at Gigi's Threefold Harvest. Okay? You guys have a great rest of the night. Have a great rest of the night. Bye-bye. And I'm always messing up when I got it turn on me. But I'll say goodbye now.